Home to The Rachel Maddow Show, Morning Joe, The Briefing with Jen Psaki, and more voices you know and trust. MS Now is your source for news, opinion, and the world. Our name is new, but you'll find the same commitment to justice, progress, and the truth that you've relied on for decades. We'll continue to cover the day's news, ask the tough questions, and explain how it impacts you. MS Now. Same mission, new name. Learn more at ms.now.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. New players, new games, new rules. Squid Game, The Challenge returns for a gripping second season. 456 contestants from all walks of life, competing in the ultimate test of strategy, alliances, and endurance. For a life-changing prize of $4.56 million. With stakes this high, why make friends when you can make millions? Catch up on the latest episodes, now playing only on Netflix.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Breaking news.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, Attorney General Pam Bondi saying that, quote, they will follow the law in releasing information tied to Jeffrey Epstein and the investigation. That they're going to go through it now in the last few hours, President Trump signing the bill. So the release will happen. But now it goes to the Department of Justice. They have to weed out what to keep in, what not to keep in. They are supposed to only block out stuff that is classified information. They have 30 days to do so. And also Pam Bondi in the last few minutes saying that there has been new information which triggered new investigations in the Epstein case. And we will, quote, follow the law. So they are planning on going through this. What will come out and when? Boy, oh boy, this could be very, very interesting. And we'll keep you posted on all of that. Meantime, there are a number of Democrats. There are 6 of them, 2 senators and 4 House members. And I cannot believe that they are actually openly calling for the U.S. military, for military members to rebel against the commander-in-chief of the United States. They are urging military members to independently, quote, refuse what they say are illegal orders in a viral video that they put out. Illegal orders that they say President Trump is giving the military. Give me a break. Take a listen to this. This is appalling to me. It's so outrageous. It borders, I think, on insurrection and treason. And here's a little bit from that video with the Democrats. It's Elise Slotkin and Mark Kelly leading the charge, the 2 senators, saying that the military should block Trump's orders. This is unbelievable.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
I love that beautiful little music in the background. You must fight against illegal orders? Are you kidding me? That they're telling military men and women to decide what they think are inappropriate orders and you defy the president of the United States? That is treason. That is completely inappropriate. I am shocked that there are members of Congress, again, 4 House representatives, 2 senators, suggesting that they defy that military, urging them to what? Have an insurrection against the president of the United States? That is downright repulsive, and it is illegal. They should all be hauled in. How dare you call for the U.S. military members to defy orders? Can you imagine? That's defying law and order in this country. Listen to hear Senator Kevin Cramer. We talked with him earlier today, Republican of North Dakota.
Well, I'm embarrassed for them, Rita. I mean, honestly, particularly the 2 senators. I know them both well. I served with Alyssa Slotkin, previously in the House and now in the Senate. Mark Kelly is actually he and I co-chair the Defense Modernization Caucus together. We co-chair, or I chair, he's the ranking member of the Airland Subcommittee of Armed Services. And I find it besides just kind of grossly distasteful, it borders on advocating for treason. I just really find it outrageous. I watched the video. It's, by the way, also very poorly done, but maybe that's part of the charm. I don't know.
Maybe that's the only thing charming about it. So earlier today, I had to play this for you guys because this is quite interesting. Earlier today, there was an exchange on Fox News, and it was with my buddy Martha McCallum, host there on the 3 o'clock. And she had on Democrat Jason Crow. Now, Jason Crow, just to give you a little background, a politician, attorney. He's a former U.S. Army officer. He's been serving there in, the United States for Colorado in the U.S. House of Representatives since 2019. He was one of the people who signed on to this deal and said that we must do whatever we can, to rise up against illegal orders from our commander-in-chief. I mean, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And he was downright rude to Martha. Everybody's talking about this kind of blow-up and his condescending, derogatory tone to her, who was asking very legitimate questions. Take a listen to this exchange again. It was on Fox just a few hours ago.
What we are doing is reminding people of their obligations under federal law and under the UCMJ in no different way than I did when I was an infantry officer and an infantry lieutenant preparing my soldiers to be deployed. It is as simple as that. So well, people, that's unfortunate that in politics these days, people grab something and twist it and contort it and lie.
Some might say that
make it into
you have grabbed something and twisted it and contorted it. You have, you're talking to young members of the American military, and you're not telling them specifically what it is they should see as illegal. So you're putting ideas into their head that maybe they're being asked to do something illegal. And what we're seeing actually is recruitment rising. And people wanting to join the military under the president.
Here's an interesting fact for you, Martha. Our men and women actually are very smart, very incredible men and women in our military. And
you don't have to tell me that.
Well, apparently I do.
No, you don't, sir. I have great respect for the United States military.
Well, you don't think they can handle a reminder about federal law and the UCMJ, is what I'm hearing. And a recent survey showed that 8 out of 10 service members deeply understand their obligation of lawful orders, right? 8 out of 10. So we want to get that. That should be 10 out of 10. But this is something that they're trained on. Go and look at the training. Maybe even go and participate or observe some of the training that our men and women go through. It is incredible. We expect a lot of these men and women. They go through very intense, rigorous training because they're put in intense, rigorous positions. And frankly, I bristle at the notion that they can't handle a suggestion or a reminder of what the law requires them to do and what the Constitution requires them to do. You actually disparage them when you say that a simple reminder is something they cannot handle.
You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I didn't disparage them in any way. In fact, I give them enormous credit.
You don't think they can handle reminders about their legal obligations?
I think
these men and women certainly can handle it.
If it was specific and they could figure out what order you're referring to, I have the most deep respect for everyone who serves in the military, including you, sir, for the sacrifice that you made.
She was much more composed than I would have been. I would have said, excuse me? I mean, this guy really, talk about the arrogance of him, that he thinks it's appropriate to ask individual military members to rise up against the president of the United States to defy orders. That is an outrage, and they should all be deeply, deeply investigated. Well, one thing also tonight, you guys, as we're talking about Zohran Mamdani, now realtors are calling it, quote, the Mamdani effect. And that is because there are a whole bunch of different realtors in the area outside New York City that are seeing a big boon in prices. They're happy. In Connecticut, for example, there was a home in the waterside suburb of Greenwich that went up quite significantly in just 5 days. It went from $2.4 million, that's still a big hefty price, to $2.96 in just 5 days. And everybody says it's the Mamdani effect because people are fleeing New York because Zohran Mamdani is coming in. But first, he's going to the White House on Friday and meeting with President Trump. 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Robert in Brooklyn. Go ahead, Robert, your thoughts tonight.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking my call. Well, I'm going to just add on that Joaquin suggested that at the meeting with Trump and Mamdani, Bibi Netanyahu be president. And I'm going to add on that Tom Homan and Kristi Noem should be president, and he should have his citizenship revoked. He should be deported. Maybe he could be deported to Israel. Maybe Israel could find a prison for him or someplace in Gaza to deport him to before any court order could stop it from taking place. Now, there's a very important thing yesterday. Texas Governor Abbott, he tweeted, quote, I designated the Muslim Brotherhood and Council on American Islamic Relations as foreign terrorist and transnational criminal organizations. This bans them from buying or acquiring land in Texas and authorizes the Attorney General to sue to shut them down, unquote. This is very, very good. This is the type of thing that needs to happen to save our country. And unfortunately, Laura Loomer was tweeted out, apparently the federal government is backing off of designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization, apparently because of Qatar. Apparently Qatar somehow dissuaded the federal administration from designating from the Muslim Brotherhood. That's terrible, because the Muslim Brotherhood should also be federally designated as a terrorist organization, but all decent governors should follow Abbott's footsteps and designate Muslim Brotherhood and CARE as terrorist organizations.
Now, hang on, Robert, hold on. You got to take a breath. Now, here, though, I hear what you're saying, by the way. The issue, as you know, it's state by state. And you are correct that, obviously, Governor Abbott did that yesterday. So the big question is, will other states follow lead? Obviously, it's only going to be ones with Republicans, because I don't see Democrats, even though it is the right thing to do. I don't see them designating it. And you're right. We'll see what happens on the federal level. And, speaking of CARE, did you see this story, Robert, too, about Mamdani backing this controversial CARE-linked New York Assembly candidate? This is a female candidate who he believes should be on the city council there in New York. And this is the same person. She's got a whole bunch of DSA support, and said about 9/11, the idea that we have to apologize for a terror attack that a couple of people did, and then there's no apology for reparations for genocide and for slavery, is something I find reprehensible. Like, oh, that's just that little thing that some people did something. Remember Ilhan Omar? That's what it feels like. And this is someone he's supporting now, not something he said 3 years ago or 2 years ago, even though I don't feel like any of those things are that long ago. But the point is, this is who he believes in. What do you think? I want to also get back to the White House meeting, Robert. What do you think is going to happen? How should Trump handle it? I heard what you said about having the U.S. Marshals in there and everybody else. I would love to have Netanyahu sitting in the office. That would be great. But what do you think Trump should really say to him, and how do you see that meeting going?
Well, Trump has a lot of power, and I think Trump is Trump is the art of the deal. But like I say, I like Joaquin's idea about Netanyahu being there, and I add on that I want him deported. I want him sent maybe to Israel. But one other thing, Trump, he posted, I think it was around Sunday, that about Christopher Wray. He was asking, where's Pam Bondi to arrest people? This is Trump, about his own attorney general. Well, one good piece of news, apparently a few hours ago, Nick Sauter said that the DOJ has charged Democrat Congresswoman Sheila Shifless McCormick in Florida with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds meant for disaster relief, unquote. So this is good because at least there's one other person. There's only a few people I heard of. This woman just came out, and they indicted Comey and also the Walrus. What's his name? The Bolton. Not too many people have been indicted. So, I mean, they got to go after these people, and they got to start investigating all these organizations. And the other thing is that the governor Hochul tweeted out about about Tish congratulating that the Tish is going to continue staying on. And as I said, Tish, if she's not happy with what's going on, she should call Trump. She should call the governor Hochul, and they should do what they need to do to put this guy. You can't have another pogrom like we had 30 years ago with Crown Heights. You can't have that again. And if Kathy Hochul drops the ball, even though I said I'm supporting Kathy Hochul, but if she lets Pam Bondi run wild, especially with our police department, I'm going to turn against Kathy Hochul.
And by the way, every good citizen should, if she were to do that, if she were to sort of abandon New York, and Mamdani does a lot of these crazy things that he kind of has signaled he wants to do, and he has said, then you're right. Then she should, lose at the polls if she can keep him in check or deliver. But a lot of people firmly believe somebody like Elise Stefanik or somebody on the GOP side is going to be what's needed to really put Mamdani in check. And your point's a great one, Robert, because this is crazy times. It is dangerous times, and everybody has to keep an eye on this guy. By the way, I also thank you for pointing out, I'm looking at this here. This is the House Democrat who's been charged with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds and making illegal campaign contributions. It's Representative Sheila Cephalus McCormick, as you said, and it could carry 53 years in prison. So that is a real biggie. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. 1-800-848-9222.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. This is the Rita Cosby Show.
And again, President Trump signing the bill to release the Epstein documents. That will be records, travel logs, emails, a whole bunch of stuff. When President Trump announced it a little bit ago on Truth Social, that is now going to the Department of Justice to get rid of any classified material. He also pointed out that it was Democrats, not Republicans, that were benefiting and getting thousands of dollars in donations and meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. Boy, the plot thickens.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Rita Cosby is on.
And it's pretty incredible as we're talking about President Trump saying now, please release the Jeffrey Epstein information. We'll see what comes out. The DOJ, again, saying a little bit ago, they will follow the law. But what's going to happen to Delegate Plaskett? This is that woman, remember, from the Virgin Islands, a Democrat who, as it turns out from the latest tranche that came out, you could see that she was texting with Jeffrey Epstein. And it was after a lot of these allegations came out against him. I mean, what was she doing in touch with this guy? And he was feeding her information like, oh, ask who this person is. And then afterwards saying, hey, great job. You did a really, really good job. The coordination between this woman and Jeffrey Epstein is shocking. And yet they're saying Donald Trump is the bad person. He kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago because he said he was inappropriate with the employees. And he was referring to him taking employees. He said, I thought he was a pervert and a sex fiend. And I guess I'm right. That's a quote pretty much from Trump the other day this week. And yet Delegate Plaskett tonight, there was a movement to try to get her censured, to get sort of scolded and reprimanded, if you will, on the House of Representatives. It failed because, of course, Democrats will not go after their own, even if their own does something reprehensible. It's all Trump, 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 Trump derangement syndrome. And here is Tom Emmer. He is the House Majority Whip. And we talked with him earlier about Stacey Plaskett and what happened with her and Jeffrey Epstein. Take a listen, everybody.
When I got home yesterday, my wife, Margot, was watching C-SPAN. What was that person you guys tried to throw out of Congress for something at like 8:30 at night?
Yeah, no, we didn't try to throw her out. There was a censure motion and a motion to remove her as a sitting member of the Intelligence Committee, which handles some of our most sensitive information in Congress. Only the members on that committee are cleared for the things that they deal with. It's Stacey Plaskett. She represents the territory of the Virgin Islands. She's a delegate. Stacey Plaskett, back in 2019, I think it was, during a official hearing, was going back and forth by text with Jeffrey Epstein, John. He was literally, she sent him before the hearing a link so he could watch the hearing. They were going to be taking testimony from Donald Trump's disgraced, disbarred former lawyer, Michael Cohen. And she wanted to correspond with Epstein on what to ask him. Now, if you think about it, she was caught. Literally, she has been caught red-handed texting with a convicted child predator. She wanted to say, well, I didn't know anything about it. They hadn't opened the federal investigation. The man pleaded guilty in 2008 and served 13 months in prison. He was charged federally after that hearing, correct. I think the hearing was in February of 2019, and he was charged in the summer of 2019.
By the way, is she still on that committee? Did she get kicked off?
No, we had several of our members. It was very close, maybe 4 or 5. We were missing some people for very good reasons. But we also had some members who believed that this needs to go to the Ethics Committee first. Frankly, I respect what they believe, but I thought she should have been removed from the committee and absolutely censured. This guy is a known child predator.
I agree.
And she is corresponding with him. And I think the beauty of this thing, if there's anything to be taken from it, is that idiots like Jamie Raskin, the rascal, gets up and defends her. They're defending her working with this guy. By the way,
right.
Your guy Hakeem was soliciting him in 2013 for campaign donations.
That is incredible that they were defending her. And then she was asked today, why were you communicating with Jeffrey Epstein after all of this stuff? And she said, well, he's one of my constituents. Are you kidding me? What everybody who's a constituent who has allegations of, being a pedophile and just a horrible, despicable human being, you communicate with them? I guess if that's the case, maybe everybody from prison needs to be communicating with her, right? I mean, this is just shocking because there were a lot of allegations that already came out about him. And yet she's taking advice from Jeffrey Epstein and she has the audacity to be going after President Trump. What a hypocrite. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Ernest on line 5. Go ahead, Ernest.
Yes, good evening. I just wanted to also say happy birthday, Scorpio. Mine's Friday.
Oh, wait, so your birthday is this Friday?
Yeah, which is the same as Robert F. Kennedy Sr.
Wow, happy early birthday, Ernest, to my fellow Scorpio. Awesome.
Indeed, you're so awesome. It's amazing. You're so great. I can't even tell. You're an amazing Scorpio. I wanted to point out what you were speaking about earlier. These Congress people, And this could also fit for Mondami to disqualify him before even taking title of office. And that is this. It's title. People need to understand this is a country of law, and the laws protect us, the people. There's 54 titles of law that protect the people, and Title IV is the Pledge of Allegiance. It's law. This is a republic. My comment is this. Under Title V, USC 7311, loyalty and striking, which Ronald Reagan used to fire 39,000 air traffic controllers for even thinking they could strike. These people are going against the constitutional form of government, and they should be hung in Tappan, New York, by the way, where George Washington hung Andre for treason, lying, cheating, and stealing, which is what they're doing.
I don't think they should be hung, but go ahead.
Well, thank you, but that's okay. They still should. Mondami, if he is going against our constitutional form of government, he can be disqualified from even taking title of office, and he's got to do that.
So, Ernest, let me ask you an honest question, because I hear what you're saying. And look, when people become, especially someone who becomes a citizen of the United States, who's only been in, I think, 7 years, you take an oath to the United States that you will abide by our laws. You're going to, your allegiances to America, all these other things. Why do you think some other people have not pursued this? And you look, they've been trying things like this with Mahmoud Khalil. You remember him? He was the guy who led all those protests on college campuses, and he's still in this country. He's still in this country, Ernest.
Yeah, well, I can speak to that, and that is this. Again, this is a country of law, and people, we don't know the law. And the Bar Association, this came out in California 5 years ago. The government in California, and this was on television everywhere, and nobody picked up on it, said the bar has failed the American people, and the bar has failed its own mantra of not showing the people what the law is. American rule of law. And that's what's not understood by the titles. If we understand the titles, we cite that law. That's our law. It's American rule of law. We cite it.
Now,
so
Ernest, let me ask you, Ernest, too, regarding what I talked about with these Democrats. There are 6 Democrats who've been calling for the military folks to essentially defy what they call illegal orders, which, I'm putting it in quotes, illegal orders, because it's preposterous that if they believe something's not legal or appropriate subjectively, they can defy it. That, to me, is so dangerous. What's your reaction to that? Do you believe what you're saying would translate to that, too?
Well, yes, that's the law that I just cited. Title V, USC 7311, loyalty and striking, provides that you cannot read it right there. I think it's Section 5. It's just the 5th line.
Yeah, I will, because I think that's really powerful. Hey, Ernest, do me a favor. Stick with us. I want to play this again for everybody because what you're saying, I think, is really interesting vis-a-vis what these members of Congress, and it's 4 members of Congress, 2 senators, all Democrats, some with military background, some with intelligence background, saying, members of the military, rise up. We have your back. This is like calling for insurrection. I say it's treason. It is preposterous. And I'm going to play it, and I'll get your reaction again. Here it is.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Ernest, that is shocking. You can refuse an illegal order. I mean, who do they think they are?
Rita, these are called tactics. That tactic is un-American, it's anti-American, and it's abusing the discretion of the title of their office. What they're doing, 7311, that law provides loyalty and striking. They cannot work for this government and advocate the overthrow of our constitutional form of government. Our military, look, this is the most serious violation that a person of office, that has title of office, can commit. What they did, loyalty and striking. Their office is vacant. Now, all we got to do is form 5 people, go in there as a quorum, and vote somebody new in that's capable of what? Fulfilling title of office, because these people have to prove the title to their office. In America, we don't give titles. We give title of office, and they've abused the discretion of that right there. And that's destroying our trust and confidence in their ability to rule reasonably and properly according to what? American rule of law.
Absolutely. By the way, 100%. And I'm going to look at that 7311, and our leaders need to look at that too. Ernest, you're terrific. Thank you very, very much. Really powerful stuff. We got to protect our country. This is really scary stuff. Great points. Let's go to Joseph in Manhattan, line 1. Joseph, go ahead.
Rita, happy belated birthday. And Rita, we love your callers. I mean, Harriet, we love you, Rita. Your callers, Harriet, Robert, Ernest, oh my God, God bless them. They're 100% correct. I mean, American President Trump is going to take care of that communist Momandami, we don't want me. And Rita, I like your word, Trump, comfort. And those 6 Democrat Congress people, you're absolutely right, Rita. They should be charged for treason, for all that they said about the American president. And New York needs Jessica Tisch to straighten out that Momandami, we don't want me. I mean, God bless you, Rita. God bless your team. God bless America.
Thank you, Joseph. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And I agree. I have the best callers anywhere. You guys are awesome, including you, Joseph. And thank you for the sweet wishes. You are fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Let's go to Joaquin in Pennsylvania. Go ahead, Joaquin.
Hey, good evening, Rita. I got to thank Robert for putting some decorative icing on my cake. Putting Tom Homan and Kristi Noem there.
Yeah, by the way, that was brilliant. Like having Tom Homan there, because remember, he was screaming. Yeah, he was screaming like a madman at Tom Homan. Remember that when he went up to Albany?
Yep.
Let's see if he has the audacity to scream at him in the Oval Office.
Yep. Oh yeah. That would. I'd love to be a fly on the wall there, but also too, and as far as what Ernest was just talking about. This is the result of an educational system that's been co-opted by communist and anti-American agenda. They're turning out the lawyers and the judges, to be anti-Americans. And then as far as these people who are calling for, our military to disobey orders that they call immoral, well, guess what? I'd like to induct them into the Benedict Arnold, club. And, I want to ask them, what threats to American citizens are there?
Right.
To illegal aliens,
that's the point. This goes to who decides what's illegal, and how dare you say you can stand down? And second of all, we have your backs. I mean, there's so many things that are wrong with that. What's illegal? You can't stand down, and they're not going to have their backs. If somebody decides to not follow through with like a military order, they could be court-martialed. And these people are not going to have any sort of power whatsoever. And how dare they let these people unilaterally, I don't care who you are, if your commander-in-chief is asking you, what do they deem? This guy, I was looking at this Jason Crow guy who was arguing with Martha on Fox. And that's why I played it, because the arrogance of that guy was so smarmy and so nasty to her. And, he started bringing up the targeting of drug boats. Is there anybody out there that thinks that people carrying drugs into the United States that are drug traffickers, that they should be held as heroes? This guy had a problem with the targeting of drug boats. I guess he has maybe has a problem with pedophilia. Maybe he has like people cracking down on pedophiles. People rounding up a murderer? You have a problem with that too? I mean, this guy is nuts. It is so scary and it's so darn dangerous, Joaquin. And good people need to stick together because this is how like insurrection starts. This is how treason starts. And these people, there needs to be some accountability. Joaquin, thank you very much. This is just stunning that these people would actually say that they are sitting members of Congress. It is disgraceful. We're going to continue your calls, everybody, after the break. 1-800-848-9222. But first, support our heroes.
The Rita Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And this is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Heroes segment with a very powerful story from Lincoln, Nebraska, where World War II veteran Robert Cox, who is also the longest serving Northeast Community College president, was honored recently for his military service during a recent football game. He enlisted in the Army after his 17th birthday, and he served in the U.S. Army during World War II. He served 2 years in the Philippines as part of a military police battalion and was responsible for guarding prisoners of war as World War II was coming to an end. What a powerful story. And everybody, support America's military and first responder heroes. Donate $11 a month to the incredible Tunnel to Towers Foundation. They do such great work. I love this organization, and I love Frank Siller, who spearheaded this, honoring his great brother and also so many others. What an amazing organization. Check them out at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org.
The Rita Cosby Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. It's the Rita Cosby Show.
And let's continue with your calls. Let's go to William in Central New Jersey. Go ahead, William.
Oh, hi, Rita. Yesterday I tried to get through, and I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. So I'm wishing you a happy belated birthday because you're such a very cool person, and I listen to you every day, and you're one of my friends.
Thank you, and vice versa. Thank you, William. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
Okay, and the next point that I want to make is that, every drug boat that's coming over to America, we blow them up in the water. We saved 25,000 U.S. lives. I heard a quote on the radio. We lost 300,000 of our youth to fentanyl overdoses as a direct result of coming through our borders and, our porous where they come through via the channels all along like Miami and whatnot and through the Caribbean. And I am so happy that Trump is like just blowing the hell out of those things.
I agree, by the way. You're right. He is taking the fight to them. I love it. And just like you said, think about how many people are bringing major drugs, like you said, killing American youth. Bravo to President Trump for having the guts to actually take the fight to the drug dealers. And boy, does that send a message. William, thank you for the beautiful birthday greetings, too.
Thanks for listening to The Rita Cosby Show. You can hear The Rita Cosby Show weeknights at 10 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.